It's always a pleasure to have this man on the show. Please welcome back Gordon Pinson. Kind sir.
Hi, George.
How are you, man?
Good to see you.
How are you?
I'm very well.
Excellent. Nice to see you.
This is great.
It's awesome. Welcome back.
Yes.
There's a lot to talk about with you, but talk about being with this cast and the big book series, all these people. What was that like?
It was fabulous. Absolutely fabulous. Starting with Ian McShane and Rufus Sewell, who's done 100 of epics. Haley Atwell, who's got a Globe now. We're up for Globe and so on, and so is Pillars. Eddie Redmayne, who just got a Tony on Broadway. And I was just floored by the amount of talent.
Well, and not just people who've been around a long time. You got an opportunity to work with a lot of really, actors at a really different stage of their career, new stage.
Yeah, I went for beer with the English actors. There were about 5 young actors came out, and we went for beers the first night when we all gathered there. And I said to them, it reminds me of the 60s when Courtney and Finney and O'Toole and all those people as young men were coming out for the first time. And here we were again. These were about 5 young guys in this that were terrific.
Had they heard of those
and
guys?
Girls. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Here's the question I think all of Canada wants the answer to. Who drunk who under the table? You or them?
I was braced. No, I used to be the last to leave one of those, but now I'm the first, so I didn't stay long.
You just turned 80, right?
Yes.
Did you mark it in any special way?
Not in any special way, George.
No? Just a way?
just as they say, it's a number, it's whatever. I feel terrific, man. I'm just, and just keep on going, You can still have your best idea tomorrow. You don't have to retire. You just kind of keep on doing the same thing.
Yeah, I find when
My
people...
daughter Leah says to me, I don't think of age, I think of you. I mean, you haven't changed, nothing's changed.
Right.
So it's great.
I always find when people talk about retiring, it's just usually when they don't love their job. But when you love your job, it's just something you do, right?
Nothing to retire from.
Right. And I suspect you can still learn. But what do you learn as an actor at this stage of your career?
Well, you do, again, accept the possibility that there are good things up ahead, there are terrific ideas. Your creativity hasn't stopped. You're going from one thing to another. And I did that thing 2 years ago, the Away From Her movie. Yeah. It wouldn't have happened had I slipped out of the business.
That's right.
But the good material is still out there, and you stay in it and hope that the good material is there. I mean, there could be wonderful stories happening in your audience here tonight,
Sure.
And I want to be part of all of that.
Were there ever moments in your career where you looked and thought, man, maybe I'm not doing this anymore. Maybe this isn't going to work for me?
Not that much. No, I'm too cocky for that. I keep on going, and then I look in a YouTube or a Google or something and see pages of stuff that I've done or something. And I just don't even bother, thinking too much about that. So it just keeps building. And then you later on realize, and I did a few weeks ago for the first time, my gosh, I have been in it a long while. There's a lot of work.
Yeah.
My brother Harry is in Grand Falls, Newfoundland, and he'd kind of let me to come home, sit on a bench and watch the world go by, But that makes me want to run around Toronto. So I'm not ready for that. But
your career's taken you to so many different wonderful places in the world. And you talk about your brother. Did you ever feel like you'd missed anything? Because you had this wonderful experience. It has to come at some cost.
I don't know. I mean, I'll be very quick to say that I couldn't do anything else. Manual labor didn't come natural to me. I've tried it a few times, but I taught dancing at Arthur Murray's while slugging around in galoshes in the Winnipeg winters, afterwards. And getting ready for things that I knew in my heart I wanted to do, stage, television, film, radio.
What was your experience in Los Angeles like? You hear so much now about, and I guess you would have even then, the idea of making your way to LA and making your moment. I mean, you went there years and years and years ago. What was your experience like?
It was good at the time because I went in under a special kind of auspices, I guess. I was to play the President of the United States in Colossus, the Forbin Project, a movie out of Universal. But then, a lot of the major stars in Hollywood were moving over into the smaller screen. So when that happens, I mean, the chances of getting the best scripts in town were awful. So I had to pretty much take things that I wouldn't normally have taken with a barge pole, you know.
Right. Did that affect you? Some guys.
Yeah, it did. I did a lot of stuff, man. I did the last Hogan's Heroes, for heaven's sake, you know. And I played the white token in a black horror film called Blackula.
Okay, first of all, Blackula was amazing. I remember seeing Blackula as a kid, and I loved it.
You haven't seen Blackula, folks.
But you were in a blaxploitation film. That's something.
I was one of the very first.
Yeah.
It was very interesting.
What was it like being on set in a movie like that?
Well, it was weird because I had just finished doing retakes of Rowdy Man, the film that I had done, and I had to get my hair curled all up again, right?
Yeah.
So by the time I got down for the first reading and walked in a bit late, all these guys were sitting around with afros, and I had one. And they said, "Hey man, you making fun of us? What are you doing?" You know, but it was wonderful. I had a great old time with it.
Not quite the same as teaching dance in Manitoba, is it?
Not exactly the same. Not exactly the same.
What was the toll it took on you as those roles, when you're taking roles that you wouldn't otherwise want to do? What was the impact on you, on your life?
Not good.
No?
No, not good. I had a lot of anger, a lot of stuff, and the years going by and so on. You could have used up 3 lifetimes, you know, doing stuff you didn't want to do. So thank God I started to write, because when I did that, I was able to say, if I can write, I can shape my own career. And smaller movies were being made then, Easy Rider and all kinds of things. And I just started to puke it all out, all the ideas I ever had, and it started to work.
I guess there is a kind of a reality that sets in when, especially when you're a performer, especially if you're just an actor,
Yeah.
that it's up to the whim of the public and the producers and the casting agents, and a lot of your life is out of your hands.
Very much out of your hands, you know. And if you allow that to be, then that is the level you're going to stay at if you don't just get it together. I had a chance of selling Rowdy Man down there, and I didn't. I said, no, I might as well do it myself, because that way I can get my career going in a different sort of level.
We had Plummer on the show. We were talking about some of the old days, and he was just saying how much.
Sorry?
Christopher Plummer.
Christopher Plummer?
Yeah, you ever heard of him? He's
Yeah.
just a small-time guy. Did some stage.
Yes, I know.
Talking about just some of what it was like back then. I mean, is it a decidedly different business now?
Chris Plummer's had a hell of a year, hasn't he?
he really
2
has.
years.
This is not bad. I mean, so have you, though.
Yeah, I had Justin Bieber.
Tell me, you know, we just lost Leslie Nielsen.
Yes.
You were close with him, weren't you?
Yes.
Tell me about him.
Leslie was a remarkable person. I knew him first in the middle 50s. He had light brown hair. He came up from LA to do guest shots on CBC television dramas. He had been doing live television here, and I was doing live television in Winnipeg. And I met him around that time. So, I mean, this was not a comic. He was a very serious actor. And later on came his comic stuff, and he killed me. He was just, you know, I have to tell you one fast thing. We were doing Due South. Paul Gross and I had a scene. Leslie had to get off a horse in the background, reach down, pick up his whip, and he used that machine he used to have, right?
Yeah. You want to tell him what the machine is?
It's a little fart
Yeah,
machine.
it's like every time he moved, it was like.
I know. So I'm speaking away to Paul, and I said to him when the take came up, I said, Leslie, do me a favor, man. Don't use that during the thing when you pick up. Oh, no, Gordon. Absolutely. No, sure. So we did the scene. I'm talking to Paul. Leslie gets off his horse. I see him get off. He reaches down, nothing, and I break up.
He controlled the laughs even
I was
then.
waiting for the... And I just laughed for about an hour. I couldn't stop. But he was a fine man.
Yeah.
A fine man. And he had his insecurities like everyone else. But, boy, he took on this work in a very brave way and had quite a life.
How do the insecurities change as you get older?
I think you just have to. It's part of the study you need in order to brace yourself for all kinds of surprises. And in storytelling, it's you'll be used to doing a lot of having to do a lot of variety. So he used to say to me, I have to do these comic things in order to show that I can get through them to play comedy, because otherwise, he said, I'll just crack up laughing at myself. So he was amazing. He did some remarkable things.
Oh, for sure. All right, time to play Anthropology with Gordon Pinson. We're going to rapid fire some questions here. You performed a dramatic reading of Justin Bieber's stuff on 22 Minutes.
Yes.
What was Bieber's book's most profound piece of wisdom?
I think it was one that they really didn't use. I wish they had. I get a lot of fan mail. Some of my fans send me candy. My mom says not to eat it, it might be poisonous.
It's a good piece of advice.
Very good.
What's the worst thing about Hollywood?
The self-aggrandizement, I think.
Yeah. That can wear on someone, right?
A lifetime of feeling you have to be absorbed, and being picked up at 5 and brought back at 7 at night. In some cases, in a 6-year running series, you have no time to learn anything about the world, and that's. I said to Leah, I said, I'm so proud. I said, I'm so happy you didn't get a Charlie's Angel, because you'd have had no time to know what you know now.
Right. I mean, she's an actress. What's the one thing you'd hope she's learned from you?
Leave it for a while, you know. Not. I don't mean to take time off, but leave it in your head. You don't stay, with things with your work again. Don't bring it home so much, And I'm not very good at that, except for the fact that. I'm getting there, George. I'm getting.
Hey, take your time. I'm ready. I'm in.
I hope it's worth it for them to be in the business here in Canada, where the work is so in and out. You never know quite where it's all going to go. And I just wish it for them, for the young people, that I've had to have a career as long as I have.
You've had your wife was such a big part of your life.
How long it took me to answer you.
Yeah, no, hey, man. It takes the time it needs. It's been a couple of years since your wife passed, and she was a big part of your life. And when you think of her, what are the memories that you think of?
I think of how she made so much of life that I haven't recognized since. It's a new world without her. And I still can't get used to it. It's a new world. It's another world without her, but it's not a brave new world, meaning I found something different, something special. I haven't. In the way of life itself, I can't get there for some reason. And yet I know that what she would want would be for me to continue and again stick to that business, that rule of better times ahead or good times ahead. Just no reason to stop,
Nice. You got to check out this series. The miniseries is called Pillars of the Earth. It's on CBC. It's Gordon Pinson, everybody. Thank you. Drama.com's the website. We'll see you next time.